He had mopped those marble floors for years, invisible to everyone, until one phone call in Dutch stopped a billionaire in her tracks. She thought he was just the janitor. She was wrong. And before the day was over, she would ask him to stay, no matter the cost. For 7 years, Lucas de Vries walked the same marble floors, pushing the same mop, wearing the same forest green apron, with his name stitched in fading letters. Every morning the building woke to the sound of coffee machines and high heels, not the soft swish of his mop. He was a shadow in a place built for people, who shone under glass ceilings and million-dollar chandeliers. People passed him without a glance. Executives, lawyers, CEOs, the world belonged to them. He just kept it clean. Among those who swept past was Isabella Van Arden, founder, CEO, Billionaire, a woman whose presence could silence a boardroom with just a look. She'd seen Lucas before, though she couldn't have said what his face looked like. To her, he was background a fixture, like the lobby's golden elevator doors. That morning, the sky outside was heavy with rain, turning the city into a maze of gray. Lucas was polishing the elevator's brass trim when his phone buzzed. He checked the screen. His daughter's name lit up. His heart softened instantly. He answered, voice dropping into the warm, rhythmic flow of Dutch Jalieverd. Het komt allemaal goed. Papa is higher. Yes, my love, it will all be okay. Daddy's here. The words were gentle, a far cry from the mechanical English, how can I help you, he used with strangers. His voice carried love, history, and something else, strength. Isabella had just stepped out of the elevator when she heard it. She stopped mid-step, her hand still on the elevator's golden frame. Dutch, clear, perfect Dutch, not the clumsy kind learned in night classes, but the kind woven into a soul from birth. She turned, watching him from a few paces away. He stood tall, not in arrogance, but in quiet dignities. He reassured whoever was on the other end. It was the first time she really looked at him. When Lucas hung up, he nearly dropped his phone at the sight of Isabella standing there. Rotterdam, she asked, his brow furrowed. Pardon? Your accent, it's Rotterdam. Lucas hesitated. Yes, born and raised. Her gaze softened, though her tone remained businesslike. So was I. Strange, isn't it? 2 people from the same city, and I've walked past you for years without knowing. He gave a polite smile, unsure where this was going. Life is full of strange things, ma'am. Later that day, while Lucas was fixing a leaky pipe in the lobby restroom, a voice called from the doorway, Lucas, my office. Now, he dried his hands, puzzled. Janitors weren't summoned to the 42nd floor. When he arrived, Isabella was seated behind a desk that looked more like a command center. The windows behind her framed the entire skyline, the rain now streaking the glass in silver lines. She slid a file across the desk. Inside were papers with Dutch letterheads, legal contracts, and negotiation notes. I need someone I can trust to help me close a deal in Amsterdam. Every interpreter I've tried has failed me, Lucas shook his head. Ma'am, I clean floors. I'm not qualified. You're fluent. You're from there. And she leaned forward, her voice lowering. I've been watching you since this morning. You don't speak unless you have something worth saying. That's rare in this building. He blinked. Why not just hire a professional? I've hired professionals, she said flatly. They had skill, but not loyalty. I need both. Lucas's fingers tightened on the folder. He hadn't been back to the Netherlands since his wife died 6 years ago. Raising his daughter alone in a foreign country had left little time for anything but survival. I can't just, yes you can, Isabella interrupted, and I'm offering you the chance to do more than survive. Her tone softened. You spoke to your daughter this morning. You told her not to be afraid. Let me help make that true. She pushed the folder toward him again. Inside was not just the contract, but a salary that made his chest tighten, enough to move his daughter into a better school, enough to finally breathe. Lucas looked at her. Why me? She smiled faintly. Because everyone else sees a janitor. I see the man who kept this building running without anyone noticing, and if you can do that in silence, imagine what you can do when given a voice. That night, Lucas walked the lobby one last time as a janitor. The marble floors reflected his face, But it looked different, now shoulders straighter, eyes steady. Before leaving, he called his daughter again. This time, his voice was lighter. "We gone, in new aventure, begin and levered. We're starting a new adventure, my love, asterisk." When Lucas returned the next morning, it wasn't with a mop in hand, but a suit, a plane ticket, and a future his. The daughter could be proud of, and somewhere in the tower, Isabella Van Arden was already preparing for the moment they would walk into the Amsterdam boardroom together, side by side. Because sometimes the person you need most isn't the one with the title, but the one who's been right there all along.